Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you swatches and an eyeshadow look featuring the new Morphe palette, and it is the 24G, the Grand Glam palette. So it came in a box like this. You can pick it up for £29 from ukmorphe.com. It is $29 I believe on the regular morphe.com website. So they are, you know, $29 or £29, whichever country you or whichever website you visit. So inside the packaging looks like this. So the packaging on the actual box continues through onto the actual palette itself, and it has 24G and then Grand Glam on the front with Morphe. And then on the back it has a little bit of information there telling you what palette it is, and of course you've got the 24G there. So I really like the fact that this again is another cardboard palette. It's very thin and lightweight, and yeah, it doesn't feel quite so I think with the front, so the design and the actual card, even though it's card, it seems that the plastic palettes always seem quite cheap to me, but this card and the, you know, the front design, it just seems more in keeping with the product that you're going to receive inside, because the product has always been, and in fact they seem to be getting better and better. So when you open it up, the palette looks like this. You don't have a mirror, but you, on the top here you've got an M for Morphe. You do have one of these sheets with the names on. I would have preferred the names to actually be on the palette, just because I find these sheets quite, well, sometimes they damage the actual shadows, and I find it, you know, I mean, it's nice that it's included. I mean, you can always do this and perhaps glue it or tape it to the top there to make it less, well, you're going to lose it. And then the shades themselves look like this. Now these are a lot larger pans. There was a palette that they released before Christmas within their Christmas collection, and the middle row had the same size pans as all of these. I must admit I would prefer to have 24 eyeshadows than 35 shadows if they're all going to be, you know, this size, and I've already swatched them, so I know that the pigmentation on this looks good on the swatches, and I really do like the colour range. I think the only thing that I will say, let me just give you a close-up. So I hope you can see that. I have also taken close-up pictures of this palette, and I have, or I will post them onto my Instagram for you if you're interested in close-up, you know, close-up to this. I've also done a little video, close-up video, which I will also post as well. Well, talking about the shade range, I really love this. I mean, I love warm eyeshadows. But I mean, Morphe is so good. They've got some really amazing eyeshadow palettes available, and I just think at the moment that the market has been saturated with warm eyeshadows. And although yes, I really do love the eyeshadows within this palette, I just wish that you know, they would come out with something new and exciting. I mean, this is exciting as in, you know, it's a brand new palette, but I just wish that they would come out with some really exciting eyeshadows, a bit like the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collaboration. There was some really exciting eyeshadows in there, and I think, like I say, the market has been saturated with warm eyeshadows. So now getting on to the actual swatches, I'm going to share them with you, going through them along with the you know, the names. So I've got them all on my arms already. So the very first one is called Crystal. We've then got Glazed. This one is Dream, Chewy, Marble, and then Spiffy. that one there. Then the next row we have Creamer, we have Frenchy, Mojo, that beautiful bright pink within the palette which is Glitz. Then we have Brassy, and then we have Mooch. And I must admit that this colour here, it looks slightly different now I've got it, you know, home, you know, I've got the palette now in my hands and I can look at it. It's a pink, bright pink, but it's also a more of a warm pink, which I really, really like. So then we move on to the third row. So we have got Glossy. We have also got, is it Shiba? S-H-I-B-A. Steady. Boxy. Magic. And then Sunshiny. And then the very last row we have got Baked, Pitch, Flirty, Richest, which is a shimmer, Brew, and then the very last one is Brownie. So I hope you can see all of those swatches close up. So that's all the swatches done. Now, of course, I want to share with you a look. So let me just move that sheet now. What I'm going to do, now I haven't shared with you a video about these, and I did pick up from Morphe these limited edition not eye brush in particular, does have an eye brush, but it's a makeup brush collection. And I haven't shared it because when I was going to share it, they actually were no longer available. So I thought it's not really fair of me to share with you an eye brush collection that you can no longer get. Now obviously if you did get them, fantastic, but what I want to do today is I want to use the Morphe brushes with the Morphe eyeshadow palette and see how that works. I mean, usually I would love to use, you know, my regular Primark brush, but I really want to use these, and I want to use them in a video, so that if anyone else has got these, you know, and you haven't used them yet, then, you know, hopefully it will help. But not only that, we're using a Morphe palette, and I just wanted to use my new Morphe crystal brushes. So let's just have a look at my eye brushes. I've got 3 here. So I've got, let me just go through them first and then I'll start creating a look. So this is quite a flat, fluffy brush, and I really apologise about the wind again around the house. It seems to be so windy here at the moment, and unfortunately I can't do anything about the weather. So this is a fluffy brush, but it's quite flat. Then there's a smaller flat fluffy brush, and then this one seems to be more of a regular pointed fluffy brush. So those are the 3 brushes that I'm going to be using today, and I think I'm going to start off with the fluffy, the rounded, regular rounded fluffy brush, and see how I get on with that. So the shade that I'm going to start off with, and I haven't really thought about the look that I'm going to create, so obviously this is going to be a little bit off the cuff. Now I've also added my base, as you can see, so I've added an eyeshadow primer, and I've also added just a regular you know, champagne matte colour, or yeah, you know, that kind of thing. I've just added that so that I can just go straight into this, and I think the colour that I'm going to start off with is Frenchy. So wow, that wind is just not going to give up. So like I say, apologies for that, but I will carry on. So yeah, the colour I'm going to use is Frenchy, and I'm going to pop that in the crease, and then just blend that up. I really like that colour. It's warm, but it's, I don't know, it's quite a strange colour. I really, really like that. So again, I'm going to apply that on the other eye. Love that colour. And also with that same brush, I'm just going to run that underneath the eye. Oops. I'm so used to my other brush. No. I'm so used to my other brush and it's fine, but it's just taken it way, way too low there. But that's fine. Let me just do the same with the other eye. Okay, now I'm going to move on to another brush, and I'm going in with the smaller, flatter brush, and I'm going to go in with, I really love this colour, and it's Spiffy, and it's like a red toned brown, really, really gorgeous colour. So I'm going to pop that into the crease. Now I think obviously this is going to turn into a very warm-eyed look. I'm just going back to the original brush. Again, I'm going to put a little bit more product on. Again, go back to that brush. I must admit, I don't particularly like having to keep swapping brushes. This is why I like my Primark brush so much, because I can do the whole look with one brush. So again, I'm going into Spiffy with the flat brush and just build that colour up. And then swap. I'm going to go in now with that colour Glitz, that pink colour, with the same flat brush, and see if I can add I'm trying to add a number of colours, but that's a little bit better, but it just looks very, very pink, which is good, because I thought it was going into the area of looking like I had bruised eyes. That pink is lovely. It really is very... usually when you get bright colours like that, they don't blend very well, and that pink certainly has. It seems very, very nice, and it's also very, very pigmented, which is unusual for, you know, such a bright pink. Okay, Now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of deepness, and I'm going to go in with Brew. There is no black in this palette. Good. I mean, this brush is working really, really well to do that. Put that colour into the crease. Again, I'm going to do that the other side. It's always difficult when you've got a brand new palette to think up, you know, what look you're going to actually create with it. I'm just going to get a little bit of that pink and I'm going to run that under the eye because I love it so much. So that's that. Now I'm going to move on to, I want to now put a shimmer shade on. I think I'm going to go in with Glossy, and I don't know if this is going to work at all. Very, very soft, very, very creamy eyeshadows. The shimmer ones, I mean the matte ones are lovely to work with as well, but the shimmer, absolutely stunning. Very, very easy to apply, very, very pigmented. Now what I want is I want to add an inner corner. Now the only brush, I haven't got any of my other brushes with me, I've only got this, so the only brush that I'm going to be able to use for the inner corner is this brush. So I'm going to go in with Glazed. That's better. Now I'm just going to blend a little bit of that glaze shade in with the glossy colour, just so that it works all together. Okay, now I'm going to use my trusty Primark, the PS Amplified Mascara that looks like this, and I'm going to just apply that. And then I'm going to choose a lipstick from my Morphe lipstick collection, the liquid lipsticks, and I think, let me just have a look. What was this? Brunch. I think I'm going to go in with Brunch. There, so that's Brunch, and that then completes that look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to obviously share with you my thoughts and first impression about the 24G Grand Glam palette. Now, of course, as always, I will take a close-up picture of my eye look, but obviously I'll just share that with you now. I must admit that the palette seems to be very, very pigmented, and at one point I did think to myself, wow, it seems very, very pigmented. You know, am I going to be able to pull this look together? It has worked, I think. I think also it didn't help because I was trying out new brushes as well, which I've never ever used these, and I really do love my Primark brush so much. But even using the Primark brush, I don't think that would have helped because the pigments in these are so pigmented. I must admit that Morphe seems to have, and it's ever since, and I've said this before, ever since the Jaclyn Hill palette, they seem to have got more pigmented and better quality. There was no product kick up, you know, no product flying all over the place, and the pigmentation on the eye very, very good. I always find it a little bit difficult, you know, when you've got a brand new palette. All I did was the swatches on my arm. I've got new brushes, and you don't necessarily know what look you're going to create because I just got it in the post or through the post this morning. In fact, I wanted to mention that as well. I actually ordered at 8 o'clock yesterday morning on the uk.morphe.com website, and within an hour, so I ordered at 8 o'clock on the dot, and by 9 o'clock I already had the shipping information, and then of course I've received it the next day. I didn't pay for next day delivery. I did receive free delivery, and I didn't pay anything extra for delivery. I actually picked up one of their tote bags as well, so that I could get over the £30 delivery, or you know, £30 point, so that I could get free delivery. It's not free next day delivery, but I am so impressed with the service. I had updates all the way through because I added my mobile phone number as well. So the delivery service was absolutely impeccable. It was packed really well. I had no issues whatsoever. So I wanted to mention that. And also, if you haven't used the UK Morphe website before, there are no extra charges. So if you're concerned about that, don't be. I just paid for the palette and the tote bag to get over that £30 price point to enable me to have free delivery. And yeah, I really wanted to mention that because I was so impressed. I have ordered from them before, but I can't remember if I got it next day or not. But anyway, this time I got it next day. So impressed. The quality seems to as well has continued in the same way that the Jaclyn Hill palette and the Christmas collection, the 3502 palette, so pigmented. Love them. I love the layout. I love the huge pans. I believe some of these pans also you could use for highlight, so you could use let me just get that sheet out again. Crystal Glazed Dream as highlights. You can also use perhaps the Glitz, the pink colour, as a blush. There are also shades in here that you can use for contours, so Brew and Brownie, for example. I just think the concept is really good in that, you know, you've got these bigger pans, you can use, you know, a larger brush, you can use them really as eyeshadow, blush, a contour, highlight, and in fact you have got everything in here to create that look. In fact, what I think I might do as well, I might just use one of these brushes, this brush here, to just apply a little bit of highlight. I really like the idea that you can use the shimmer shades as highlight, because if you're going away, you've got everything in here, so all you'll need to pack for your eyes, for your blush, for your contour, if the shades work for you obviously, and for your highlight, this palette. So that is so good. I think I'm going to use Glazed. No, I'm not. I'm going to use Crystal, which is the very first shade. Where is it? It's this one here. So that's Crystal. So I'm going to get a little bit of Crystal and I'm going to just pop that on. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I'm glad I remembered. You're not going to be able to see it this side very well. You can certainly see it there. So it does work very well as a highlight shade as well. So very impressed with that. I think it's an all-in-one palette basically. You can use it if you know you're going on a trip. You can use it, you know, from night to day. So I think it's a really good concept. Really like the idea of that. I just wish, the only downside I think is I wish that they would come up with different shades, because I think, you know, we need new eyeshadows in the market. I think warm shades have now been done over and over, and we need something new. So that would be my only downside, my only negative for this palette. I love the shades in here. I think I've created a really nice warm eyeshadow look, but yeah, I want something new now. The price point also, I also wanted to mention that is that £29 is okay, but if the US is paying £29, why in the UK then do we have to pay £29? It doesn't, you know, work. But you know, it's absolutely fine. It's just obviously I'm so used to paying a lot less for my eyeshadow palettes. But I hope that you found that helpful. If you are interested in this palette, I'll just go through and share with you the swatches one last time. I've also tried to get them as close up to the camera as I possibly can for you. Yeah, so I'd really love it if you would give me your feedback. Have you got this palette? Have you ordered it? What are your thoughts about it? I would also love it if you are brand new to my channel, if you would subscribe. And yeah, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.